Hello, good day to all of you. I'm Shina Eleni Grado from grade 11 ABMY-9, and I'm here to teach you in a history knowledge about profit and loss. What is profit? Profit is the remaining value, also known as income, left after a company has accounted for all expenses. Profit is the value remaining after a company's expenses have been paid. It can be found on an income statement. If the value that remains after expenses have been deducted from revenue is positive, then company is said to have a profit. What is loss? A loss is an excess of expenses over revenues, either for a single business transactions or in reference to the sum of all transactions for an accounting period. If the value that remains after expenses have been deducted from revenue is negative, then the company is said to have a loss. The profit and loss is a financial statement that summarizes the total income and total expenses of a business in a specific period of time. It is a financial report that shows how much your business spent and earned over a specific time. It is also known as the income statement or statement of operations. There are two types of profit: gross profit and net profit. Gross profit is the amount of money you are left with after deducting the cost of goods sold from revenue. Net profit reflects the amount of money you are left with after having paid all your allowable business expenses. These are the basic formulas for calculating the profit and loss. Profit and loss equals to selling price minus cost. These are the formula for calculating the gross profit. Gross profit equals to sales revenues minus product cost. In calculating the gross profit margin, the formula is gross profit margin equals to gross profit divided by sales revenues times 100. And this is the formula for calculating the net profit. Net profit equals to revenues minus all expenses. And lastly, this is the formula for calculating the net profit margin. Net profit margin equals to net profit divided by sales revenue times 100. Example number 1. If the cost of a washing machine is 14,500 pesos and it's sold for 18,500, determine if we have a profit and loss. Write the formula. Profit and loss is equals to selling price minus cost. Profit and loss is equals to 18,500 minus 14,500. Profit and loss equals to 18,500 minus 14,500 is equals to 4,000 pesos. Conclusion. So, in the washing machine, we got a profit of 4,000 pesos. Example number 2. The purchase cost of a car is 430,000 pesos. The owner sold it for 600,000 pesos. Find the gross profit and gross profit margin. Write the formula. Gross profit equals to sales revenues minus product cost. Gross profit equals to 600,000 pesos minus 430,000 pesos. Gross profit equals to 600,000 pesos minus 430,000 pesos is equals to 170,000 pesos. Conclusion. So, the gross profit on the car is 170,000 pesos. And now, we need to find the gross profit margin. Write the formula. Gross profit margin is equals to gross profit divided by sales revenue. Gross profit margin is equals to 170,000 pesos divided by 600,000 pesos times 100. Gross profit margin is equals to, 170,000 divided by 600,000 times 100 is equals to 28.33%. So the conclusion, the gross profit margin on the car is 28.33%. Example number 3, an Ireland biscuit company has 400,000 pesos in revenue with a cost of goods sold of 50,000 pesos. If 80,000 pesos is allocated for salaries, 30,000 pesos to operating expenses, and 5,000 pesos to taxes, find the net profit and net profit margin. So net profit is equals to sales revenues minus expenses. Net profit is equals to 400,000 pesos minus 50,000 pesos minus 80,000 pesos minus 30,000 pesos and lastly minus 5,000 pesos. So subtract it all. So the net profit is equals to 235,000 pesos. And then we will write the conclusion. The net profit of the Ireland Biscuit Company is equals to 235,000 pesos. And now we will find the net profit margin. So write the formula. Net profit margin is equals to net profit divided by sales revenue times 100. Net profit margin is equals to 235,000 pesos divided by 400,000 pesos times 100. So 235,000 pesos divided by 400,000 pesos times 100 is equals to 58.75%. So we will write the conclusion. The net profit margin of the Ireland Biscuit Company is equals to 58.75%. Activity number 1. Activity number 2. Activity number 3. that's all. I hope you learned something. Again, I'm Sheena Ilinagrado and I'm leaving a quote from Stan Gather. The essence of mathematics is not to make simple things complicated, but to make complicated things simple.